That's right, ladies and gentlemen. North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper has withdrawn from the Harris VP consideration.
Developments in Vice President Kamala Harris's search for a running mate. One of the leading candidates has taken himself out of the running as speculation grows about her pick.
Hitting the campaign trail in his home state of Pennsylvania, Governor Josh Shapiro, a top VP contender, rallied the troops against Donald Trump. Several other VP contenders joined a massive fundraising Zoom call last night. It was billed as White Dudes for Harris and raised more than $4 million.
White Dudes for Harris is like, I don't know what the fuck the Democratic Party's doing, man. Austin, you hit a fucking omega lol, except I didn't see your ass in the White Dudes for Harris call. I feel like this is exactly your lane here. You're libbed up. You're a white dude. You're fucking for Mamala. You're feeling the Mamala-mentum. I didn't see your ass on that fucking Zoom call. I was there, of course. I was there raising funds.
The Harris campaign has said she's looking for a governing partner who has the experience to step into the job and be effective on day one.
They are creating an anti-family and anti-child society.
President Trump defended his own VP pick, Senator JD Vance, Monday after Vance said people should pay more in taxes as punishment if they don't have children.
I fucking love these hits, dude. Hit after hit with JD. Our boy is cooking, okay? Linked to numerous Project 2025 partner organizers. May have fucked the couch, can't confirm nor deny. Weird shit about dolphins, don't really understand that part either. Obviously super wishy-washy. Been a liberal most of his fucking life, prominently. VC guy, has a mountain of Oppo research, looks gross, has a beard, which is like an L, wears guy liner pretty aggressively, don't know why he does that. Adult convert to Catholicism, immediate red flag. Obsessed with making sure that, you know, parents stay in relationships, like an anti-no-fault divorce advocate, which is wild. Consistently has talked to every fucking right-wing groiper podcaster about how, you know, women that don't have children ain't shit and they should get back into the kitchen to cook. He's just so bad. He is so bad across the board. Everybody fucking hates him in Ohio. Think about that. Think about how awful you have to be that people living in Ohio are like, that's awkward. That's going to be a yikes for me. A male TikToker allegedly went on a date with JD Vance after meeting on a gay dating website before he changed his name. I wonder why. He says Vance gave off serial killer vibes and has a sock fetish. Yeah, I don't know about this. Come on now. Anybody can say some shit. Source in Kentucky informs you that Governor Andy Beshear has gotten additional security detail protection, which is a sign of good news. They're calling him a friend of Amy Teresi. Wait, what? Wait, oh my God, maybe he did actually go on a date with him. Wait, what the fuck? Oh my God, dude, if JD Vance is actually gay, or at least like bi or questioning, oh my God, what an awful pick for Trump. Oh, that's so awesome. Oh my God, it's JD Vance, dude. Oh my God, it's JD Vance. First ever all gay ticket for the Republicans. They're pushing boundaries again. Remember, first ever Republican president was a bisexual man, Abraham Lincoln. Photo is cropped. Okay, I'll look into the fucking TikToker thing now. God damn it. Bro, what is he doing? I think it's more likely that Trump is ace. Yeah, Trump is ace, but like, I think he is like bisexual adjacent. I mean, he's talked about kissing boys, dude. I'm sorry, like too many fucking times. Okay, Vice President Kamala Harris is expected to name VP pick by August 7th. It's probably a solid choice, in my opinion, to do it before the convention. That way, then you get one media hit there, then you get another media boost after the convention. These are pretty solid moves. What about Beshear? You completely skipped that. I'm gonna get back to it, man. Hold on. Hold the fucking door. Hold the fucking phone. We're literally moving on to Kamala Harris's VP pick as a story. This is the time. This is where I'm going to talk about it. Jesus Christ. Relax. We're going to revisit my VP pick slot because there's some new revelations specifically about Beshear. I mean, Walz has had some sussy shit on sicking the police on protesters as well, pro-Palestine protesters as well. That's just like, unfortunately, the Democratic Party. But let's see.
As she closes in on her pick for a running mate, Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce has a story. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, George. Well, with her campaign jolted into hyperspeed, Kamala Harris is now on a very tight timeline, giving herself just a week to announce her VP. And this morning, that list is narrowing.
Please not Beshear, Pete, Shapiro, or Kelly. Wait, what? Why not Beshear? You can't put Andy Beshear on the same wavelength as Pete Buttigieg, Josh Shapiro, or Mark Kelly. Andy Beshear has had significantly better policy positions than all of those other people in terms of like being in the diametrical opposite front, in terms of being pro-union, pro-labor, anti-charter school. These were the reasons why I was rooting for him, beyond the fact that he is a deep red state governor that is the most popular governor in the fucking nation, most popular Democratic governor in the fucking nation, who has a Republican supermajority in his state legislature, unlike Walz, who has been carried by the Democratic Party apparatus in his own state. Walz was the most normal on the uncommitted vote. Governor Walz says Minnesota's 45,000. No, you're right about that. He did say that. He actually had a really good take on this. He had the take. He had the best take. I showed this as well. Beshear? No, I just say that as a joke. But there is additional stuff on Beshear in terms of like his like weird ass Israel takes that I was not privy to all the way back from 2021, where he adopted the IHRA definition of anti-Semitism, which I think is like unacceptable, obviously. And he was like years ahead on that front. There's also the tax thing. The Democratic governor signs GOP-backed tax in Kentucky. But once again, this could be chalked up to the right-wing legislature. Republican-backed tax cut bill saying he hopes it provides relief for Kentucky struggling with consumer prices amid stubbornly high inflation. Beshear's action on the measure, which lower the state's individual income tax rate, comes after the proposal drew Democratic opposition as it moved through the GOP-dominated legislature. But he has literally been a fucking veto Andy, so he could have easily vetoed this as well, even though he went along with it. Not only did he go along with it, this is one of the only policies where he is aligned himself with the Republican Party. He's pretty straightforward on fighting for both social issues on the progressive front and even economic policies on the progressive front as well. To be fair, they have a veto-proof majority, but still should have vetoed it out of principle. Yeah, he's been doing that. That's what I'm saying. Beshear on campus campaign stopped, met with pro-Palestinian protesters. When Beshear's speech came to a close, the group began chanting "Free, Free Palestine" and continued when Beshear shook hands and took pictures with the students. Also, he created an anti-Semitism task force. This is correct. He did do that, which is fucking bullshit. And Michael from Pennsylvania, also known as Central_Committee, him and I are in 100% agreement on this issue in terms of Josh Shapiro's takes on specifically Palestinian protesters. I think that's a massive L. The bigger L in terms of domestic policy for me, with the way that I analyze Josh Shapiro's positions, is his backing of a Republican bill pushing for charter schools. That is my red line, okay? And part of the reason why I liked Beshear, whatever, is specifically because he is anti-charter school and has aggressively shot down charter school measures over and over again. He is pro-labor. Charter schools are anti-union, okay? This is another way for the Republican Party to try to attack unions. This was a massive L for me. This was my red line for me with respect to Josh Shapiro's positions. I think that in terms of foreign policy, all of these fucking Democrat governors and most Democratic Party members in general are always going to be adopting the party line, especially if we're looking at like earlier stuff, pre-October 7, 2023. Most of the Democratic Party is just like unconditional loyalty to the state of Israel. If you say anything about Israel, fuck you, you're going to jail. And we're going to give Israel multiple gazillions of dollars. Post-October 7, 2023, depending on how close we are to today, the Democratic Party has dramatically shifted their positions. Think about it this way. You have a shit ton of Democrats in both the Senate and the House of Representatives that didn't even go to the fucking Benjamin Netanyahu speech on partisan lines. That is a big change. They almost doubled the numbers of people who did not attend the speech from the last time. So that, in my mind, shows a legitimate change in attitude overall. Having said that, however, this does not give me any confidence whatsoever. Beshear creating an anti-Semitism task force post-October 7, while simultaneously, all the way back in 2021, doing an adoption of the IHRA definition of anti-Semitism is bad, is really fucking bad. Israeli diplomat thanking Andy Beshear for pushing Kentucky to adopt a definition of anti-Semitism that includes a broad swath of criticism of Israel. If you guys recall, I talked about this before. Kentucky to become the first U.S. state to adopt the IHRA definition of anti-Semitism. It is an internationally agreed classification of anti-Semitism, which also provides examples of how anti-Semitism too often plays out in all realms of public life. The IHRA anti-Semitism bill is a unimaginable misstep. Like, it's not even a misstep. It's just like completely unacceptable. It's so unacceptable that the person who wrote for the IHRA the definition of anti-Semitism himself retracted the definition and said this must not be used for legislation. Think about that. The guy who fucking wrote it was like, you cannot use this for legislation. Like, you're out of your fucking mind. I'm sorry, but did you actually think Beshear was going to be good on Gaza? No. I would at least expect him to be a little bit more progressive, a little bit closer to like, at least like the liberal Zionist position. You know what I mean? Because the most you can expect from a middle of the road Dem, especially from a fucking red state, is that they will be at least somewhat more reasonable, like Walz has been. Like, this take right here is unimaginably solid. This is it. This is the take. Walz recognizes the demographics in his own state. He understands exactly what's going on in his own fucking primaries. He has openly stated this, not just in NPR News, but also on MSNBC and CNN. Now, having said that, however, it's not like Walz is great on the issue of pro-Palestinian demonstrators. He's not. None of these guys are. It's a matter of how bad do they get, okay? It's a matter of how bad do they fucking get on the issue of Palestine. This at least is a genuine recognition that the situation is untenable at the time during the uncommitted voting campaigns. Walz called the National Guard on George Floyd protests. Yeah, of course. And not only that, but I think he also did a bunch of shit to Palestinian protesters as well. 14 protesters calling on Walz to divest from Israel, cited for trespassing at his residence. He's at least been more quiet about it in terms of like not chirping or even actively saying like this is bad for the election and you have to change it. Like, you have to change course. But yeah, he did activate the National Guard in response to the George Floyd protests in Minneapolis. So if they're both pro-Israel, then Beshear is better than Walz, in my opinion? No. Beshear is worse than Walz in terms of his statements about anti-Semitism or Israel in general, in terms of his actions about Israel. And Walz is literally better than Beshear in terms of pushing an economically progressive agenda. However, there is a significant difference between Beshear and Walz. Walz operates with a Democrat majority state legislature. Beshear, on the other hand, has a Republican supermajority, a veto-proof supermajority in the Kentucky state legislature. Now, while Walz's majority is slim, it doesn't matter. With that slim majority, they've done a fucking unimaginable number of good things for the state. And I've covered it extensively. Okay? I've covered it extensively. They are the method. The problem, however, is that the calculation changes dramatically